What's going on, guys? Don't you know who it is? It's Soul70, bringing you a short little video action of State of the Momentum, The Bear and the Dragon, Part 2. You can find the first part of this story over at my Substack. That is soul070.substack.com. You can find the link on my Twitter profile. But let's get right into this. China's Communist Party will do what it takes to gain their global empire, and they know the U.S. will not go as low as them. The U.S. has means of deterring the CCP, however. The U.S. Federal Reserve controls the SWIFT system that the dollar is transacted within, and could therefore deny China the use of the dollar if they wished, much like they have with Iran. However, games like that can be played tit for tat. The majority of ingredients within medicine are sourced from China. And knowing this, the CCP has weaponized their supply chain, much like the US weaponizes their dollar. China has seen language used globally they did not agree with, and then ordered the cease of this language, or countries won't receive their medicine. This is a single supply chain that is dominated by China, and there are many more examples. After some swift lessons during our current pandemic, the US is looking to pull back some supply chains within their borders, and you can see why. Both countries seem to seek a decoupling from one another, and there is growing friction between the two. China has overtaken the third largest economic capital in the world, Hong Kong, by force, you could say. This only increases the foothold they have on world trade. Some countries, understandably, have begun shying away from Hong Kong since the CCP's power move. Hong Kong was a beacon of democracy within China, and they made sure to stamp it out. Another move to assert their systems over the Western way of things. Chinese officials have also recently threatened that they can sell roughly $1.5 trillion worth of U.S. Treasury bonds. This decreases the liquidity of dollars, and when bond prices fall, interest rates rise. The U.S. would love to dodge that if they could. China has also threatened to not buy any food from the United States, giving the impression that they do not need them. Food purchases have lessened, but have not ceased. They have began making small orders within their reserves, though. Playing more games, China has began removing dollars from their reserves alongside Russia, who has been doing this strategically for a while now. A gesture such as this is a sign that these countries do not have long-term faith in the United States and do not agree with their world policy. With help of the Belt and Road Initiative, investing in infrastructure projects across all parts of Asia into Europe, close to 70 countries will be tied to an economy that China is the central hub of. The Chinese have capitalized on the individual countries of the EU by opting to negotiate trade with each of them, rather than trying to negotiate a deal with the whole bloc of countries. China slowly seeping into the fabric of the EU, as the Chinese product is a competitive one. The political use of the US dollar, fueling change and forward economic expansion for the world's largest manufacturer. China doesn't just play a single-sided game, though. Moving on from the lands of economics and politics, they are pumping their research and development of new technology. China invests $1 trillion a year into innovating technologies. They are leading the way within AI, biotech, and robotic automation. Innovations like these streamline their economy, creating more efficiency and productivity over time. They also invest $1 trillion a year into expanding their healthcare system. With a growing population like theirs, the need for increased creativity and next-level thinking within medicine is only spotlighted by our current pandemic. China, jumping ahead of the competition within these fields, not only has a better functioning product, but they offer it at a lesser cost than their Western competitors. The Chinese production machine will spread throughout Asia and eventually into Europe, as China's Belt and Road Initiative begins reaching its fingers out to several European nations. The Chinese product is efficient, cut rate, and the European nations most under economic peril will move towards this economic cushion, as they need it most readily. We are already seeing this within Italy. They are moving to become part of China's new trade infrastructure. It is at this point that I see China beginning to transition from a manufacturing production-driven economy to a consumer innovation-driven economy, closer to that of the United States. This will take time and may not ever solely be one or the other, but the bustling Chinese country always presses forward to accommodate the country's growing needs. The investment within research and development of their technologies brings them a step ahead of everyone else. They'll be able to leverage this and export their products to the world for big gains. The Chinese population has earned itself greener pastures and greater standards of living as a whole, but they are hungry still. There is vast amounts of wealth in China from the growth over the past decades, but it's stuck within the Chinese currency. To facilitate this new desire for better quality life and escape from the cramped space their system leaves them within, a system from countries looking to take on opportunity will begin to take some weight off the Chinese citizen. Emerging and developing countries such as India, Bangladesh, Indonesia, and Vietnam are primed to take on vast amounts of production within the coming years. With populations that are booming and vast numbers of people seeking work to improve their state of life, these countries are hungry for opportunity. The work being made in developing countries, the average Chinese consumer should gain more purchasing power, thus increasing the strength and flow of their currency. The whole plan and completion of the Belt and Road Initiative will be a system of velocity for Chinese wealth and currency. China investing in trade and infrastructure across the globe, their machine grows larger still. A race for efficiency while debt is being created in unimaginable quantities leaves some countries off balance. Others, however, are standing more firm within their foundations. Russia has some of the lowest amounts of debt in the world and are stacking high their precious metals position. United with China in an anti-United States stance, the Russian influence within Asia grows further the longer out one looks. Russia is playing a completely different game of their own. What does the world stage look like with Asia gaining cohesion? What does this new evolving economy have to express about trade and currency? Find out in my next story, State of the Momentum, Gold, Digital Currency, Bitcoin. I do thank you guys for listening, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.